All right. Hello, I'm Anna Brosowsky. I'm a postdoc at University of Nebraska, and I work in algebraic geometry. So what this means, okay, so algebra means I really care about solving polynomial equations. So you want to think way back, things like y equals x squared. But the geometry means what I'm actually interested in is the graphs of these equations. So I actually want to be picturing a parabola instead of just thinking about this equation. Of course, if my polynomials become really complicated, it might not actually be feasible to graph these things. So an example, if these equations came from some really large data set or something, they might have a lot of variables, and I can't really graph something that has more than 3 variables. So I want to instead focus on using the algebra to study this geometry. And so the kind of geometry I'm especially interested in are singularities. And so what this means is I'm looking at points where maybe my graph would have crossed over itself or it would have collapsed really suddenly to a single point. So I want to identify these points. I want to classify them. Can I, give them nice descriptors as maybe it was from a crossing or from a collapsing? And I also want to see if I can try and describe these things. Can I identify how much worse was this one than the other? Did it collapse very, very suddenly, or was it a collapse, but maybe a calmer, more relaxed collapse? And so we might do this by trying to assign a number of some sort to each of these points and say, well, if the number is really big, that means this guy was really bad. If it was a really small number, if it was 0 or something, maybe this was a nice, perfectly normal point. And so, kind of the two main tools I use in my work on trying to classify this. One thing is I do use computers in my research to help me look at specific examples to try and approximate these numbers, even if I can't compute them exactly to get some kind of bounds. But of course, the downside of using a computer is it can be really useful for helping me gain intuition, but I can never use a computer to actually prove something for me. And so the other tool that I use in my work is I like to bring prime numbers into things, and somehow I can use these prime numbers to convey extra information about these equations and these graphs. And these can help me actually prove things about classifying these or finding the right number to describe how bad a point is. So thank you.